When it comes to lifestyle, Melbourne is simply unmatched. Set on a river with extensive parkland, the city has great public spaces and a host of world-class venues. Food, sport, culture and shopping are what make the city tick. Melbourne is the sporting capital of Australia, hosting the nation's 4 largest sporting events: the AFL Grand Final, the Australian Tennis Open, the Formula One Grand Prix and the Spring Racing Carnival.
Melbourne has without doubt the best facilities and infrastructure of any other city in the world. Let's look at our major sporting stadiums. Where else can you go and get 3 major stadia within 10 minutes of each other that are all accessible by public transport, and if necessary, you can walk there on foot?
Melbourne is also the nation's cultural heart, with diverse ethnic precincts, a thriving live theatre scene, impressive galleries and museums, and great food. Melburnians love eating out, whether it's a relaxed outdoor meal or an unforgettable fine dining experience.
I think what a visitor can expect in Melbourne as far as food goes is absolute beautiful quality. It's really difficult these days to go out to a restaurant in Melbourne and not get good food. You'd be hard pressed. But what they can expect is a place where food and wine is really a culture, not just an industry.
Locals flock to Lygon Street Carlton for Italian pastas and pizzas. They descend on Lonsdale Street in the central city for a taste of Greece, and Little Bourke Street for mouth-watering Asian food.
You could dine out on a different cuisine every night of the week for a month and still not hit the same cuisine twice, which I think is fantastic. But it's great to see that now we are actually maturing as a city and developing our own style from this great melting pot of resource that we have, a style which bases itself on beautiful fresh ingredients that are so widely available here in Melbourne.
In terms of city footprint, hospitality is one of Melbourne's largest sectors. A recent study found the number of hotels in central Melbourne is growing steadily, up from 41 in 2000 to 58 in 2007. The number of 5-star hotels also increased from 8 in 2000 to 12 in 2007. International visitors rank Melbourne number 1 in Australia for its overall hospitality experience.
Melbourne is a very easy city to explore and discover. It's simple to navigate, but it's a beautifully sophisticated town. So every step of the way, you're discovering something new, something mysterious, something unique. It is absolutely beautiful. The people that came here many years ago recognised that, and that's why they stayed on.
Events, festivals and community celebrations take place every week in Melbourne. In 2007, over 329,000 international visitors attended major events in Melbourne and Victoria.
Melbourne is without doubt the event capital of Australia, if not the world. The world looks at Melbourne because of its reputation, its track record and its heritage in staging major events. No other city in the world stages as many major events as Melbourne does on a regular basis and has done so successfully for a long period of time.
Melbourne's events industry is supported by world-class infrastructure, all of which is within 5 kilometres of the city centre and easily accessible by foot, car or public transport. This includes Melbourne Cricket Ground, which holds 98,000 people, Melbourne Park, with 2 retractable roof stadiums and 23 tennis courts, Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, the largest single-span exhibition space in the Southern Hemisphere.
Melbourne recently was awarded the Ultimate Sports City Award, which is an award judged by the peers on an international basis. It basically means Melbourne is the best city to stage a major event anywhere in the world.
Business events, including exhibitions, meetings and conferences, contribute $1.2 billion to Melbourne's local economy and attract 5.4 million delegates each year. The city's expertise in event management is exported throughout the world.
And one only has to look at recently the Beijing Olympics and the London Olympics coming up in 2012, where there are more than a dozen Melbourne companies that are actually out there offering their services and experience to the world.